Hey everyone, C Double D Music Reviews here. I'm C Double D, and this will be a music review of the new Sia album, This Is Acting. Sia is a singer-songwriter, vocalist extraordinaire, and this is her 7th full-length commercial project. I've always been aware of Sia on a casual level. She's been featured on many a song, either as the guest vocalist for David Guetta or maybe some Calvin Harris, or she's been the big vocalist for a hook for rappers like Eminem, and from what I understand, she will be a guest vocalist on the new Kanye West album, which is interesting. Now, to get right into it, this album is possessing a very interesting concept about it. All 12 tracks here, the whole 47 minutes, or from what I understand, the whole 47 minutes, consist of songs that were written with other artists in mind, but were rejected at either the last minute or were recorded by other artists, but that version never saw the light of day. So with that in mind, I'm definitely sensing some similarities from artists and her vocal inflection and her lyricism in terms of persona. I catch hints of Rihanna on some tracks, some Adele, maybe a little bit of Demi Lovato. I'd actually go so far as to say that maybe some of these tracks were written for artists like Jennifer Lopez or even Cher. It's actually a very interesting concept, I would definitely say that. How many artists reclaim songs they meant for other people and then try to make it their own while simultaneously trying to still sing at the persona of the individual that was meant to sing it. It's wild, really. Which would explain why this album is called This Is Acting, where Sia is portraying a persona of whom she meant for these songs to be performed by. And I'm actually surprised some of these tracks were outright rejected by artists like Rihanna or Adele. Like the song Birds Set Free, which has like this really nice piano group and forward-thinking drumming to it, especially in the snare. It does take a synthetic turn, but it's used tastefully. I can't say the same for other tracks on this album, but still, this one in particular, nice. Sia herself sounds very like she sings in the album kind of off-key, but it serves a purpose. It serves a kind of eccentricity and passion that's pretty much all over this album in terms of vocals and maybe in terms of lyrics as well. Another track that I dug was Reaper, which is an interesting track. It's co-produced by Kanye West. This song is essentially about her being followed by death, and she's playfully, in kind of an Emily Dickinson style, telling her, no, not today. I got a love of my own. I got a beautiful life. Not right now. Maybe some other time, but not right now. I think that's a really cute and really interesting track. Then you got the song Move Your Body, which has like this really intense Eurodance vibe to it. She's going in. She's not going like absolutely like Captain Beefheart insane or anything like that, but she's going nuts over this instrumental as she's trying to portray herself as the rhythm, trying to get this individual moving his or her body, which it gets me going. It gets me going. I go hard on this track in the club if I was someone that went to clubs. And then there's like these interesting triage of tracks that I think are really good that guide the album out. Specifically the song Sweet Design, which there's an intense, like, off-the-wall synth and beat vibe that's really interesting. It reminds me of like a late 80s synth group came out and made like something really hard-hitting and very forward-thinking. Sia herself maybe sounds a little drowned by how whack this instrumental is, whack in a good way. But I still dig it. Then there's a track Broken Glass, which uses this really nice cello, I think it's a cello, that provides the bass aspect of the track. All the while there's these percussion parts that remind me of an Asian culture of some kind. And Sia is delivering a lot of passionate vocals. And of course, saying that Sia delivers passionate vocals on tracks on this album is pretty much akin to saying that the sky is blue. I mean, it's there, we all know it, and we all enjoy it. And then there's the track Space in between, which is a slow burner. It has like this instrumental that kind of reminds me of the Flaming Lips maybe. I would actually argue that maybe Sia wrote this for Miley Cyrus on her Dead Pets album, which I'm glad that song didn't turn up on there. Anyway, yeah, this song, it's really beautiful. It's very impassioned, it's very moving. I actually wish there was more slow burners on this album. So while this album has some decent tracks, some really good tracks, there's another side of the coin where it either has tracks I just really don't care that much for, or are just decent. Like the song Alive, which is my second least favorite track on the album. From what I understand, this actually was meant to be recorded by Rihanna, but when Rihanna refused, she considered giving it to Adele, but Adele refused that as well. I'm actually confused as to why this track was refused. I mean, Alive sounds very synthetic and really catchy. It sounds like something that would really be popular on the radio. I'm just not sure why this track was like refused at first. But still, it's definitely radio friendly. Not a track that I like, but still, it's nice. I just think it's a little too synthetic and formulaic for its own good. Plus, the hook itself is really underwritten and redundant. I'm still breathing, I'm still breathing, I'm alive. Then we get the track Cheap Thrills, which I think might have been written for Miley Cyrus during her pre-banger era. And yeah, I don't think that the persona she's trying to portray works well with Sia. Especially when she's singing about, it's Friday night, I'm gonna get my high heels and my makeup on, and you're the only thing I need. I don't need no money or nothing. I got you, baby. I don't need much else, which it seems awkward to listen to. And there's other songs like A Million Bullets, which, again, synthetic and formulaic, but what really gets me in a good way is the fact that she's singing about how she would take 1,000,000 bullets for her, and that's a sentiment I like until she pretty much asks the question, would you do the same for me? I wouldn't say it ruins the sentiment, but it kind of gives off this passive-aggressive vibe that seems kind of reserved. So yeah, overall, kind of conflicted about this album. I like it for sure, but it's not really what I think is a great album. I think Sia had the potential of turning what I think is a fantastic concept into a very good album, but instead she came out with a decent enough album. It's pretty good. It's worth it. It's definitely worth a few tries. It might most certainly grow on me some, but still, I just don't see myself returning to it very often. I mean, there are some singles that I hope get really freaking popular, such as Move Your Body and Bird Set Free. But still, I can't see myself gravitating to the other half of the tracks that I think are just decent or okay. This album is a plus 1.5 out of plus 3, so definitely a decent album. Do look it up. So, but if you've given this album a listen, what you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What was your reasoning for that? And what should I look into reviewing next? This is CDD Reviews here, signing off.